Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. Now, I don't know if anyone's ever seen the very first Predator movie. I was watching it the other day, and I was just looking back, thinking about all the characters that were in the film, and lo and behold, I even forgot one of the most iconic characters in the film was Carl Weathers. Now, Carl Weathers, I reckon, if he never went into the more comedian style of things in his career, because he did, I think it was Happy Gilmore, then he did a few other things, he may have actually been more of an action star and probably did more action films. He possibly could have even started as one of the Expendables, to be honest, even though he was getting on a bit because he was in The Mandalorian last, the Disney series. But the reason I'm mentioning this is because obviously he passed away. I think it was the 1st of this month. So I just wanted to do a tribute to him because he's one of the most iconic actors that played a fictional boxer that was kind of realistic, and also he kind of, in a way, helped elevate the Rocky franchise in the sense that if there was no Apollo Creed, there would be no Rocky Balboa. So you know, in a way, even though he's not the biggest character in the film, because obviously the series is about Rocky, in some aspects he actually made Rocky who he was, and then became larger than life as Rocky as well, because obviously the Creed franchises as well afterwards, you know, flow from being the first character that was a brash, arrogant, outspoken champion that had never been beaten, and obviously then in the next film he didn't want to fight Rocky, but he had to, because obviously all the hate mail he got and all the other stuff. And the law is that one of the letters that I read was off Clubber T in Rocky 3. That's why Clubber T, when Clubber Lang, sorry, Clubber T. That's why when Clubber Lang saw basically, that's when Clubber Lang saw Apollo Creed, and he come in the ring to shake his hand in the first fight that he had with Rocky. He started berating him and said, "Get away from me! I want nothing of you. You're a has been. You know, get out of my corner. And you better take that bad look off your face." And then he walked off, and you could tell he was pissed. You could tell Apollo was pissed. He went, "Yeah, he's scared like a chicken." You know, them Rocky films have got some lines in them. Some of the characters are just larger than life, they're iconic, and Apollo probably was one of the most biggest characters in the franchise. Also, arguably, as well, when you really look at it, one of the best, or if not the best, character in the Rocky franchise. And I'm all about boxing wise as well, because he had a record of 49 fights, 46 KOs, 46 wins and only 2 losses, and obviously one was to Rocky and then one was to Drago, which led to the death. But that also sets up the catalyst for Rocky 4. If he didn't die, there wouldn't have been a Rocky 4. You know what I mean? And also the lines what he had, you know, in all the franchise was just brilliant. The way he acted was brilliant as well. Like in Rocky 2, where his trainer was saying to him, honestly, you know, what's your problem with me fighting the guy? You know, he goes, "Oh, this guy's all wrong for us. I seen you beat this man like you never beat no one before, and he still kept coming for you." He says, "We don't need nobody in our life like that." You know, just some of the lines. And he went, "Okay, thanks." Anyway, then he carried on. He just proceeded to do what he was going to do. So Apollo always was a master of his own destiny and always wanted to do what he wanted to do as a fighter and as a boxer. And obviously he knew what he wanted. So, but the great thing about it is like the parallels to real life, where art imitates life. And Weathers, Carl Weathers, he was born in January 14th of 1948 in New Orleans, Louisiana. He was like an all-round athlete, boxing, football, gymnastics, judo, soccer, and he was a former professional American football player. So he stood 6'2", and he had a muscular bulk of 220 pounds. So who better to play Apollo Creed? You know, in this depiction of a flamboyant and aggressive character, and he's a heavyweight boxing champion, and he put Rocky through and he was astonished to be put through his paces by Rocky. But when you look at the art imitates life and life imitates art, you see the comparisons to Muhammad Ali. Now, Stallone, who written the screenplay, said he was inspired by watching the fight with Muhammad Ali and Chuck Wepner in 1975, and that actually kind of gave a pull over Weathers' character, and he knew, because he said, we're all standing on the shoulders of somebody, and Ali was the most visible shoulders that I could stand on. You know, that's what he said it like as a quote, 1982 Rocky 3. So again, you can see the nod, and if I don't know if you've ever seen it, there's a clip where Sylvester Stallone's accepting an Academy Award, and basically I think he was presenting it for Best Supporting Actress, and Muhammad Ali was there, and then they were messing about saying, I'm the real Apollo Creed, come on, fight, and then they started like mock play fighting. That was funny. But even then, Muhammad Ali saw the genius in what Stallone had done, and it was brilliant. So we actually have these characters that not real boxers, but the fictional, but like it kind of makes you fall in love with the sport, and it makes you understand like the depth of certain people in the franchise. But Weathers' role in it, his name even kind of synonymous: Adonis, the Greek god, and Creed, a system of religious belief, faith, all the boxing fans. So you have people that worship you because you're the favourite fan, So that's synonymous with the name. Even the name is a great name to use for a champion. And then obviously all the nicknames that he had loads of nicknames, the Master of Disaster, the King of Sting, the Count of Monte Fisto, it's larger than life, Then he trains Rocky for his rematch in Rocky 3, because obviously he got beat by a clubber, and then he teaches him how to box right-handed, dance, fight defensive, deal with a southpaw brawler. That is basically a Rocky 2.0, stronger, hungrier, aggressive, and actually arguably tougher. The only thing is that clubber was he would just take you out straight away. So he wanted to like basically clean your clock within the first, I'd say, 5 or 6 rounds. After that, he'd gas. And people say that the Clubber Lang character is based off like Foreman, Mike Tyson, even Larry Holmes to a degree, because if you watch in the first fight, he uses certain manipulation tactics that Foreman used to do, where he would move the opponent's guard, and also what the Eastern Assassin Larry Holmes would used to do, where he'd push his opponents into corners, and then obviously employ the brutal Clubber Lang style of boxing. Or I wouldn't say Mike Tyson, I'd say probably more Foreman, but Mike Tyson is probably mixed in with Foreman style, and just go away and just start bashing to the head with hooks and crosses, because he didn't really throw any jabs in the actual franchise. And again, another brilliant character. The depth of the characters in the franchise, they're out with compare to other characters in life. You can actually envision these characters as other boxers by the style, the attribute, the personality, the makeup, just the way they look. Even that, the feel. So you get a good sense, and he does stand out. He probably is the best fighter out of of all the fighters in the franchise, even probably better than Rocky to a degree, because obviously he drawed with Rocky. Well, he beat him in the first fight, but then obviously he got beat by him in the second fight. But then they had the fight behind the closed doors, and then he arguably, it was never hinted, but we know that he got beat. Rocky got beat, but then obviously Rocky beat Drago, because obviously at that point Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed had been taken away, so they had to actually kill off the character to give Rocky motivation to fight Drago, because at that point he didn't really want to fight anymore, or he was retired, so that was a way to get him out of retirement. But at that point, I'd say, me personally, the franchise kind of went a bit downhill. Rocky Balboa was a good nod, but it was more of a modern film, a standalone film in a sense, even though it's still part of the franchise. But obviously, you know, you don't have the other iconic characters that are there, like Apollo, Mickey, you know, even I think, well, Paul is still there, but Adrian's gone, so you kind of get a stripped back version of the franchise, and it's not really the same because it's more modern, and you know, with the fighters and ESPN and stuff like that. But anyway, point I'm trying to make, it's not the same without certain people and certain people in the franchise. So coming back to the tribute to Carl Weathers, what I have to say is great actor, great athlete, was in Predator and also in the Rocky franchises, played Action Jackson. Isn't it weird that he was with both of the Expendables, and both are probably arguably Hollywood's biggest action heroes in Stallone, and then with Schwarzenegger on his rise as well. And I think it was both when they kind of were starting on the ascent, he was there, and he was in his heyday and in his glory, because I remember him talking on he was on a guest show, and he was talking about on set with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was saying that Arnold Schwarzenegger was very, very competitive. So he was saying that when he saw Arnold, and obviously had all these weights around him when they were shooting for the set, he'd get up at 4 in the morning and he'd be training before he'd go on set, and then he'd go on set. So he said, you know what, I need to beef up. These guys are big, they're making me look small, and you know, he's not a small guy at 220 pounds, and he's 6'2". But remember, in the cast, you had Sonny Ladham, he was a big guy. You had Duke, who was Bill Duke, who played Mac. He was a big guy as well, really big guy. And then you had Jesse Ventura, another big dude. He was flipping bigger than Schwarzenegger. Apparently, they had to tell Ventura not to stand in any shots with Schwarzenegger because he would just dwarf him. That's how big he was, because I think he was over 300 pounds, and he was a pretty tall guy as well. He was big. He was just big, larger than life. And remember, he returned for another role in another Schwarzenegger film, The Running Man. He played one of the gladiators, I should say, or TV contestant fighters that Schwarzenegger had to battle with in the competition or the contest. But anyway, the other guys, they were just more aesthetically pleasing. They weren't really big guys, but obviously you needed other people to flesh out the unit, to make the unit look good. And then obviously Carl Weathers comes in, and he was like the mastermind behind the whole operation. And then it turns out, obviously, that he used to be member of Arnold Schwarzenegger's team, and then obviously took a desk job. But the iconic scene where they both shake hands, and it's like it turns into an arm wrestle in the air. It was brilliant, and that actual tug of war with strength kind of shows you the dynamics in the relationship and how both of them are competitive. You see it then, and even what he says when he sees Dylan, the character Dylan, which is Carl Weathers. Dylan, you SOB. You can see the affection So you could tell they were good friends on set. They actually become very, very, very close. But um, moving on from that to him being in Rocky as well, the contrast in both characters, and then obviously him working with both of the two of the probably expendables, because he could have probably have been one, but it's just a shame that at the age that he's passed away, but he passed away peacefully. That he's gone, so we've lost a great character, role model, and probably one of the best, or arguably the best, fictional boxing character in a franchise that's not named after the character until after his death in the actual franchise he starred in much later. So it's a good thing that we actually got to see Creed, the franchise, even played by Michael B. Jordan, carry on. And even though he wasn't in it, it still kind of reminds you how larger than life Apollo Creed was. So anyway, I'd just like to say rest in peace. And what are your thoughts? What were your memories on Carl Weathers and his iconic character Apollo Creed? Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.